So we'll see if he sticks with Apollo or if he goes with something a little bit more interesting. Allegiance, no word on if they're going to keep their role swap for this game,
I wonder.
but if you want my 2 cents, I say do it.
Yeah, I would say keep it. The way they played last game was, I think, really, really strong.
Oh,
Dare to
yeah.
Care and Lasses both looked great. I think a different God for Incon
Sure.
and just a
Yes.
little bit more safety, and they're going to be great. Envy would be very smart to continue taking Janice.
ISIS banned out as well. Yeah. Take Giannis, ban out ISIS. Now you're banning ISIS anyway, but it also helps that that's always been, even before ISIS was as strong as she is today, that's always sort of been Incon's god to go to.
Isis taken away and Soul taken away. Okay, so we're hitting mages.
Yeah. Soul, Cyclone Spin has played her. It's weird because of everything we just said, Soul feels like a Cyclone Spin god, but I actually didn't like Cyclone Spin working on the Soul.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I think he's very strong. Odin, Bologna getting taken away. Envy for first pick. I would say Janice.
I mean, apparently the only god Omega plays is Bologna, so now he's screwed, right? That seems that's like a lot of times fans will say ridiculous stuff, and I get where they come from, even though it's wrong. That one I just don't understand.
Well, I mean, he played, before today, it was like 5 of 6 of his games were Bologna. So the evidence points to his God pool being small for a person who's just looking at Season 3 stats,
Yeah.
for a person who doesn't know that Omega's God pool is literally the entire game. He just played Ratatosker for the first time and dominated.
Yeah, just destroyed. And for what it's worth, played Ratatasker as a frontline bruiser. Like, all right, okay.
Kepri and Thor going to be locked in. Team Allegiance taking 2 big steals away from Envious.
I'm putting 2 gigantic thumbs up. Sure, I like Lazarus' Thor. More importantly, I like the ability for Lazarus to protect Incon with Thor.
Apollo gets locked in. Kali notably available as well. And no, it's going to be Athena. Okay, so Kali likely to be banned in this next phase.
Most likely.
I would be hitting them real hard. Now that they got Bologna off the table, leave the solo lane alone and take out Assassins.
Yes.
Zeus, that is not what I was expecting. This is a very curious pick, considering a god with movement and control was getting destroyed. How will Incon be able to change his gameplay up? And by the way, when I said hit Assassins, I did not mean Ratatosker. It's not what I meant. It's just not what
The
I meant.
Ratatasker ban. That is the second time a solo laner has forced out a Ratatasker respect ban.
Don't
on
worry. D tier, from what I understand from the Reddit.
Yeah, worst god in the game.
Worst god.
Demanded a rework. Absolutely needs to be changed.
And he's getting
But banned
banned.
in the SPL.
Jeez, man.
So Zeus, Raijin, much different scenario. Not on the god itself, but Thor stuns, and Kepri saves. So there's more tools around Zeus.
That's true.
I want to see Oceans play Neath here. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna play Zeus, you got to bring it all.
And it's going to be on her. So, bully to you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It makes sense at least, right? You get it?
No, I was with you. 4 protect 1. I was with you.
On her is one of the best hunters and definitely one of the underutilized hunters of Season 3, but seems odd.
Osiris from Omega. Fair pick.
Of course.
Does well against Anhur, does well against Thor. Final pick going to
There
be
it
Kali.
is.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Although the Osiris and Kali picks together are a little strange. A lot of auto attacks. Final pick for Team Allegiance going to be their solo. I'm leaning towards Raven here.
Really? Why is that? Raven has not been the guy he was for a moment.
Dealing with Kali and Osiris is a little bit easier. It's going to be Vimana again, okay? Vimana doesn't really have any matchups that he wins on this field. He can't chase Janice too well. He can't chase Apollo or box Apollo. Athena is a support and no one cares. Going 1-1 with Osiris, he can take away the healing, which is a big part of his kit. And then, of course, Kali doesn't care about anyone. So Vimana, for me, is a little bit curious. I expected more control on the side of Team Allegiance. The draft was certainly won by Envious.
We'll take a look as everybody starts out. The role swaps will stay for this one. Laz is in the jungle on Thor. Incon in the middle on Zeus, and then Dare will be playing the Kepri. I want to see Oceans on this Anhur though. He showed us that he's willing to fight when he can win, and Anhur's a fighter.
Especially early game where that 20 pen is like, it's death.
Where's your
20 pen
Ichabod?
is
I walked out
ridiculous.
the base with it. Like, definitely a real deal. So Oceans finding this Apollo early. I want to see Lazarus go, hey, I used to play with Zapman, and this is what Zapman does. Jump at him at level 3, just do it. That's what I want to see.
10 seconds until minions. I don't think we're going to see an invade here.
No.
Both teams kind of keep into their own. Just coming out of the base now. Lass is kind of late, but should be right on time for these back camps. Red pot in hand, whereas Mask, no red pot. He's going to go directly for boots and try to get online as early as possible.
I like
We
that.
have seen Mask go for chin size, by the way, most of the time, instead of the Iqbal or Fatalis. So his early game is going to be a little bit weaker.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea by starting the boots instead of the red pot. You're sort of relinquishing. All right, man. Look, you're a Thor. We get it. You win the early game. I'm a colleague. I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna beat you in the early game. So I'm gonna build boots. I'm gonna build chins, and call me in 15 minutes when I start killing your mid lane. Like that's Mask's entire plan.
Well, he's about 1250 away, of course, from leaving the base. Already has about 300. Actually, potion-wise, he didn't take very much. Can we see Golden Hand? Mask should be on top here.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, wow, okay, so
This is an old
pretty
trick.
decent amount.
This is an old trick that Weaken used to do. When you buy boots 1, Weaken only used to start with 2 potions of each, so that by one full rotation of the jungle, you're able to purchase that
Yeah.
1250. You have the boots. Mask starts with 1 of each. That might be even now with the changes to the jungle. 1 of each pot might still be fine.
Omega going even right now with Matty Pocket. Of course, Matty Pocket getting the better of the lane.
For now,
Oh,
yes.
wow. Nice shots by Omega. He'll lose some gold to the tower there, but such clean attacks. Oh, wow, what happened to you?
Got smacked a little bit. MLC stealth very low in the yellow at the moment. So looked like a big old double tap coming out from Lazes.
And Incon was trying to be cute there, look for the shield, but instead they're going to take a Lash, an Unstable Vortex, and a Portal,
Yeah.
and some of that health will be traded out. MLC Stealth, though, let's note, is out of potions.
Yeah, no more recovery for the mid laner.
Nice shot.
Lazes gets hit by the unstable.
Capri locking him down under the tower. Nice shots from Oceans as well. What in
Where did
the
that
hell
come
was
from?
that?
Where did that come from? Ocean surprises everyone on the map, and the 2 guys behind the desk out of nowhere. That's the early game on her.
That was on her hitting an attack, getting the protections off, then hitting that 10% crit cancel directly into an impale. No one could have predicted that kill. Oh my god. I can't even imagine what chat looks like right now.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Cyclone Spin is sitting there like, am I alive?
He's probably like, stupid 10% chance to crit.
And Cyclone Spin is sitting there, guys, my game went black and white for some reason. Oh, I'm dead? That's what's happening there. Love
Oh
it.
my god.
Ocean stepping up in the big spots.
I heard production yell too. I think that. Oh, whoa, whoa. Lass is slightly off the mark here. Cyclone Spin not in a great position. Blocked in, abducted, forced to beat. One more shot and
See
another
ya.
death. He just got back.
He just got back. See ya. 2 kills, 2 minutes. Allegiance with an explosive early game, working very hard to keep Cyclone Spin in his spot. 4 and 5. Read the 2 hunters.
I'm probably going to get a mean DM here in a second from Cyclone later, but can we see time spent dead, please?
I was just thinking that.
And 21 seconds in 3 minutes. And given the fact that he doesn't have boots online at all, like
Yeah.
he didn't even buy regular boots there. He's so tilted that he forgot to buy items. And trust me, I've been there.
Yep. Yep.
But if you calculate the time that he's been dead, plus the time walking back and stuck under his tower,
Probably
I mean,
about
it's
50-50.
well over a minute now.
It's probably about 50-50, honestly.
Wow.
The fact that he just got back to lane and Lazes went right on him, that's...
And this is not like, and I'm not trying to take a shot at Cyclone here. This is not trying to say like Cyclone was at fault for these kills. That wasn't errors. Those were hits.
Cyclone Spin was on his tower or behind it for both of those deaths,
Yeah.
and he didn't get dove. Like, he just got hit by really long range, very accurate shots from both Lazes and Oceans on his 2 deaths. That's, like you said, not errors. Those are hits.
Do we, production, if we have a replay, by the way, of that first on her kill, I wouldn't mind running that
We'll
back.
definitely have it after the match.
I know, but we're in a lull right now. I thought I'd just see if there was a chance at it. Mid lane control right now from Envy as all 3 group up, but you'll note Cyclone actually only a level down right now. Let's look at the hunters. I want to see the experience bar. So he's almost level 6, and let's look at Oceans. And Oceans is almost level, or he is level 7.
Yeah.
So there's about 1.2 levels ahead right now in this part of the game for Oceans, and really, you would expect it to be bigger.
And, well, 500 gold is a decent amount. That's the first blood differential.
True.
And then a full level I mean, you might expect it to be bigger, but a full level is honestly a lot for 2 hunters.
Plus 6 to 7, that's a key level because that's a level in Impale versus a level in So Beautiful, which is, obviously a serious amount of damage.
And it also speaks to wave clear and whatnot. So hunters, solo lane is still a game about
Yep.
semantics, but hunter lane, duo lane, definitely up there.
And remember, with this level difference, Cyclone's going to be about 8.3, where we're going to see Oceans hit like 9.1, which means he's going to have not only a max Impale compared to a level 4 So Beautiful, trouble, no Matty Pocket, able to avoid the Broken God's ultimate. I was assuming if that hit, it could have been a kill, but look at this.
Early game kills lead to early game gold. 2 kills and a gold tree put 2,000 gold in Allegiance's coffers for that one.
I'm kind of blown back here. It seems like this is what was happening with the Randozos in Game 1, where Envy kind of fell apart at the seams. But it's not like they're misplaying. These kills are just fantastic engagements from Allegiance. These are not in any way misplays from Envy. They're playing wonderfully, but Allegiance is just getting the better of them. It's really impressive. And, that's not a very common theme in Smite. Normally, and this is for any MOBA, any MOBA you watch, most of what happens in a game results from a mistake, not a good engagement.
Pick off of bad positioning, taking advantage of not getting camps down, or just, hey, I noticed your itemization and I'll take advantage of it.
And you could even attribute a little bit of luck to Ocean's first kill with that 10% crit.
Sure.
But that shot was also canceled, framed perfectly into the Impale that got the kill.
Omega's in some trouble as well. Great gank coming out from Laz's. No ultimate required.
Matty.
Can't find the last hit. Matty Pocket goes back to base during that exchange.
Yeah, Matty.
Mistake.
He ran away. He thought that more were going to be coming or that extra damage wouldn't be needed. He was out of mana. He thought to himself maybe auto attacks weren't going to be necessary, and he was probably wrong there. He needed one hit.
So, I mean, if he was out of mana, maybe I think I can justify that a little bit more. Because the kill, obviously you want, but you push Omega out of lane, good enough.
They kind of needed that. I mean, really, the cerebral team of Envy has been weakened. Yes. And I mean that pun intended. Without Weekend on the team, it's harder to get back into the game. Without Allied, that positive influence, and Incon being that positive influence, it's a little bit harder, to keep that mentality up. Now that they're, a team of either neutral or fairly tilt-worthy players, and if you're able to get that kill on Omega, the conversation starts getting dimmer. I mean, right there, Ocean stealing away that camp. That's going to create more confusion and conflict in the comms, and that's a huge part of all MOBAs and all shooters. Anything that's team-oriented is cluttering up comms.
Because then you wind up trying to play hero ball where, look, my teammates are dying, I'm dying, I got to make these bigger plays.
I'm going to make a play.
And then you wind up just putting yourself into a bad spot. Yeah, I mean, a lot can happen from very small things. Good catch coming out from Dare. And that's how you create that chatter.
Yeah.
There's no intention of killing. Oceans is too far away to jump up there. But hey, I'm going to stop your back real quick. And I'm going to
couple times.
Yeah.
Omega forcing out Matty once again. He is in his passive form, but don't be fooled. That is not from the ultimate. He still has it available to him.
That's just the using the one. Able to throw out that sickle.
I actually wish he didn't throw out his 2 there.
Just wait and camp the wave?
Well, no, I mean, I would have rather just see him auto-attack the wave down. He has a death toll. He would have probably healed 30 extra damage off, as opposed to just throwing some mana away.
Laz is here along with Matty. No vision from the guy on Envy but
stole it.
Omega knows all about it. Here's the ding of Thor. Very loud farmer.
Yes.
Very loud.
It's one of my favorite sounds in the game, actually.
Same.
If you think about the sound from that hammer making that noise, like,
yeah.
You can slice me up all you want, man, but I don't want to be hit by that hammer.
No, it feels like getting hit by a refrigerator, man. That's just what I...
Being swung at 60 miles an hour.
Kevin was talking about how hard the Thor basics hit early game, too. The thunk.
Yeah,
Thor definitely is one of the more satisfying effect
It really is. So, Tier 1 getting pressured. MLC Stealth could be in some trouble. Are we going to see an Abduct? A taunt coming out. Lightning Storm going through as well, but... Mask's triple stacked still should be okay.
That was a great ultimate from Incon. Unfortunately for the guys on Allegiance, no minion wave to help them take down that tower. With that Zeus ult and a minion wave, we might have saw a 10-minute tower, but not going to be the case. Omega, on the other hand, will try to make his way in here. Jumping on in, and here comes Athena as well. Taunt into the wall, but Omega smoked out. in the back of the van. Matty Pocket gets a kill as well.
Oh.
4 kills to none. Allegiance are shutting out Envy in the first 10.
Well, we should also talk about the fact that they could have taken that tier 1, but MLC Stealth hit a very good unstable vortex onto Oceans. They're trying for this. They're probably going to have to reset on the side of Allegiance. Last is not in a great spot. Mask missing his stun, and Incon in the backline killing Stealth.
It's gone. Cyclone Spin will get away.
Ooh.
Is there a detonate? The dot from Khepri takes Cyclone Spin out of the sky.
There was the Rising Dawn dot. There was a possibility of a detonate. There was the Bluestone pendant from
Bluestone,
Vamana.
yep.
They just tick, 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 boom.
What do you say? Death by 1,000 cuts. Exactly the story of Cyclone Spin right there. And this, Allegiance,
You don't even have words,
like,
man.
This roster, this lineup feels so much better. Like you said, far too early. It's one game. It's a 2-game sample size. I feel so much more comfortable and confident in Allegiance with these players in these roles.
And you know what? During picks and bans, when Zeus got locked in, both of us looked at each other like, he just got beat by as Raijin with movement. How is this going to work? And he just understands the god better. He's more comfortable, and that's a very big key. And by the way, I love the build. Look at that. Going into the Wingblade after the helmet, got some defense, movement speed, slow immunity, health. Yes, dude. That's what I want to see.
And this is the page out of MLC Stealth's book. Before people say, oh, but he's Zeus, he's not going to have the damage for it. MLC Stealth has done this build before and built into the Soul Reaver. And then he's less about poke, which is all Laz's job anyway, and more about the, all right, who do I kill now?
All right, so Cyclone Spin, by the way, is backing. If they notice this, this could be a Gold Fury. Cyclone Spin's ult is down, but no, I don't think they saw it. Actually, wait.
Nope.
Dare to Care rotating over towards the left side? No, they're going to go for the back camps.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about Matty Pocket. Going even with Omega.
I mean, Matty Pocket has been... Matty Pocket's been the one big point for Allegiance up until this game. And everybody else has stepped it up by switching roles or doing whatever. And Matty Pocket's still just being Matty Pocket.
Yep.
He's being the positive side of this team. Keeping up with Omega is not the easiest thing in the world.
I mean, and you want to talk about Matty, you know, let's say 2012 Matty was not the same person.
No.
He was negative. He tilted very quickly. You know, kind of only played a few gods, stuck to him, complained, you know, when things didn't go his way.
Sure.
2016 Matty Pocket is a completely different beast. Insanely positive, keeps morale high, switches to a new role and is able to keep up similar to how Snoopy did only a few months before, right? This is an insane turnaround over a couple of years, and he's now competing with one of the best teams in the world against the player who really shaped the meta of the role that he stepped into.
Matty Pocket,
Great stuff.
Huge boon. And I mean, I came into the scene a little bit later. I never knew the real, like, negative ninny Matty, you know? I knew that transition Matty. And now watching what he's able to do now with not just his pro career, but also the community he's able to foster with his stream and everything. Has been very positive for us, not just for him, but for Smite. And this Gold Fury start, already half down. There's a Zeus ult. What are you going to do?
It's a Zeus. It's done.
You just watch. You just watch it. Hope you can find a kill after the fact. Great taunt coming out from the Athena, but can they follow up? Dare to Care very low. Ocean's very low. But that's all. That's where can they find the kills? Backside, Ocean's gonna die. Khepri ult saves him at the last moment.
Mask does not find the kill on Oceans. He was one hit and he winds up falling down. Check it out, MLC Stealth. There's nowhere to go. He's putting himself in a very bad position. He'll probably get it back here.
Yeah.
Maybe even die to a tower. He won't give up too much gold, but he's still going down.
Laz is gonna find him. Laz is gonna find him. Laz is gonna find him. Laz finds him.
It's 1-9. It's 2 Gold Furies. Allegiance is up 5,000 gold. This is the bottom seed team right now going up against what could have been the world champions from Season 2.
This is why I enjoy Smite. I like the upsets, but I like the non-accidental upsets. This isn't an oops. This isn't a fluke, Brandon. This is just good old play.
I don't know. That first kill was a little fluke worth.
Sure.
Dope,
but the
man.
game in general, what has spiraled because of that kill?
The second kill.
Yeah.
Was so premeditated. Everything worked out perfectly, especially that wall from Lassus, what could be put in the record books.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That kill was so premeditated that homie's going to jail for an extra 25 years.
Rip.
Like, without a doubt.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Look at this guy. Speaking of Lassus, 206, a part of 8 of 9 right now. It's the highest ratio, no deaths.
The only kill he wasn't a part of was the one that no one knew was coming.
Exactly.
I don't know if Oceans knew he was getting that kill.
Nobody knew it was coming. I guarantee that Ocean screamed when that happened.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. There's no way. Of course he did.
But
Oh,
you
man.
know what? A little bit of defense here. I'm not trying to play sides. A little bit of defense for Envious. This is their 4th Pro League game in a row today.
Right, and we were discussing the ups and downs of what a because this is the first time we're doing double headers.
Right.
And I for what it's worth, I actually postulated that Envious would do better, and
Well, I mean, Cyclone gets this weird death, and it's on their 4th game. They're probably tired as hell.
Oh, yeah.
They're mentally fatigued, and he's just like, I don't know why I'm dead. What just happened?
Yeah.
And then he dies again.
that's
On your 4th game, like, if you watch my stream in the beginning, I'm usually a much nicer guy in the beginning than I am 8 hours in, right? It's a little bit harder to keep watching the same things happen and not get frustrated. And if you're in your 4th game and Cyclone spins like, guys, this just sucks, right?
I mean, what do you
It's
what do
hard.
you say? And as Allegiance, you got to take advantage of that.
Exactly, and the paper cuts just come on,
Yep.
right, over and over. The little bit of blood starts to come out, and eventually you're a dizzy Envious who's having a hard time keeping up. Now let's not pretend that this is over here.
Not by any stretch of the
5,000.
imagination.
What is it? 5,600? That is not anything that is insurmountable. We have seen 15, 20,000 gold drops. So let's not count them out just yet. They are a world-class team. There is a possibility here.
Oh yeah, we're just celebrating I think the surprise success of Allegiance. That's really why it's so interesting. It's because no one except for the 5 players on your screen right now expected this outcome of game number 2. No one. I don't think even the biggest fans could say.
I don't even think they expected it, to be
Envy.
fair. They try, but I think going into this, they got to think to themselves, okay, we got to do our best,
Right.
but we're not, looking for anything crazy. A win on Envious, in my book, is crazy.
Yeah.
It really is. And
That's a
not
big
even from
stretch.
Allegiance, from pretty much everyone that isn't Luminosity or Soar.
Yep. I feel you on that one. And Allegiance, they've got a decent enough lead to start pushing it, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They'll leave Matty Pocket by himself in the solo lane, but the rest of Allegiance will shade over to the left-hand side. Whether they want to fight on the tower or in the jungle, different story.
If there is a win condition here for Envy, it's going to do with the misbuilding coming out from Team Allegiance. There's 2 meditations and a Vamana on the same team, which means healing reduction's massive. You can see a Pestilence is likely going to be built next by Omega. He's already picked up the Silver Talisman.
Sure, but the positive building, look at Matty Pocket being so smart. He's building that runic shield immediately. Just understanding the composition, and we've seen so many teams not build correctly, not build against what their opponent's doing. He's building Runic Shield, 3rd item, to deal with all 3 of the basic attackers on Envy. So intelligent, Allegiance extend their lead even more so with that 500 gold.
Going towards the left side tower, Allegiance really trying to make something here, and we're likely to see a Lightning Storm come off if they're really going to go for this. Cyclone's been taking a big hit. Chain Lightning
Great
doing
taunt.
well as well.
Kiki taunts into
Ooh,
Omega.
stealth.
The jump finds 3, and now here comes the damage from Athena Ultimate. Incon
No.
sanks it. Great play, but here comes Mask. Ultimate
And-
used defensively,
That Lightning Storm was off the mark, though.
but
They-
it pushed him away.
That's true, but Mask still has his ultimate. It's not like he's out of this fight. Let's see, Khepri still ultimate, Lassus, Matty Pocket, Oceans. In fact, all that was used was the Lightning Storm on the side of Allegiance. Omega, Stealth, and Kiki have all burned their major offensive moves. There's
That's a
that
win.
med.
That's a win for Allegiance. They can go ahead, take the Gold Fury, and what? Cyclone Spin's going to use Across the Sky to hurt them? You've got a Kepriel still. Desert Fury to avoid any of the CC. Lazarus can go up and come right back down. This is Allegiance's Gold Fury / fight to take. They're
Kiki
going
in
to start
trouble.
on Kiki.
Kiki's dead. Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
See ya.
Well, against a Zeus like that, they're trying for it, though. Cyclone spins in the back line. Lass is trying to chase. In fact, very smart. Goes to the sky to cover the option. He'll be slightly off the mark here as Omega has him locked down. Shouldn't be in too much trouble.
Has the hammer available, so can exit if he
at
needs.
that.
But intelligently blocks out Omega. Walk through don't matter. Spin to win hits him through the wall.
Mask still has his ultimate. Fair amount of health and mana, too. Stealth coming
Ooh,
out of nowhere
oh
with
my
a big
goodness.
shot, keeping the dream alive.
Look at that reaction. Lazarus just hears it and hits Sanctuary, knows it's going to hit him.
And-
Incon doesn't have the same luxury. No Sanctuary for him available.
Stealth blocked out here. Double tap going to do a lot. Perfect combo. Gets the purification as well. Lass is on a rampage.
That I know that looked like 2 players, but that was a visual bug. That's 1 player with 10 abilities. The stun, hammer hit, knock up from Matty came out absolutely flawlessly. The Gold Fury's not dead yet.
Envious stole it.
That Gold Fury wasn't dead yet. Big mistake on Allegiance. Give Cyclone Spin the ability to take it out with 2 basics. Envious have immediately got themselves back in this game.
That was a massive misplay coming out from Incon.
Huge.
He even threw the Lightning Storm down to guarantee the triple stack, and he didn't pop it at the right time. He didn't get the health necessary. And 1-12, yes, Allegiance still have a lead, but they just lost that. I mean, yes, it's a 1,500 gold win. But when you consider that it should have been theirs, that's a 3,000 turn. Let's go to the graphs.
Yeah, you can see right here, and Allegiance have been enjoying their success, but that little step up, that prevents Allegiance. 5,000 gold is a lead that, if you're a team like Envious, you fight into every team fight.
Yes.
Okay, everybody's got 1,000 gold on each of us. No big deal. You've got 0.1 of an item. I'm not concerned. 7,500 to 8,000 to 10. Now you're starting to say, maybe we have to be a little bit more careful. That stolen Gold Fury keeps Envious in these team fights.
Omega actually should be in an okay position here. Matty Pocket went for the combo by using that clear the path to knock him up, immediately cancel going for the damage. But when he does that with such a high health bar and such a tanky character, there's really no way for Omega to stop the stun from coming out without ulting. And then, of course, Omega's still able to jump away if necessary.
Double tap, only going to get 1 smack from the hammer. But Omega's not going to find a home for his damage either. Kiki So Cheeky, on the other hand, he's home to plenty of damage. There's Incon's ultimate one more time. Can they find the kill on the support? No! And now Mask trying to rip through the back line. Cyclone Spin shows up as well. Incon very low. MLC able to take him out from the front. Down comes Lazes. No stun available. But to 3-on-3, Khepri saves his own life.
Dare to Care, once again, beautiful ultimate. Cyclone Spin gets taken out by Lassus. They're moving forward here. Omega trying to get back. Lassus trying to find stealth. Knockup from Matty Pocket. Taunt gonna save him. Able to get out, and he's going back in.
Laz is going to look for the mid laner. Sanctuary strong for the moment. Look at the cooldowns. Both damage abilities online. MLC stealth offline. The jungler, Lazes. The jungler, Lazes. 7-0-6.
Oceans behind the Phoenix finds the final hit onto Mask. Desert Fury, 1 auto attack and gets the kill.
Hey, I used to play with Zapman. That's what Zapman does. Do it. I said that 21 minutes ago, and I'm saying it again now.
Oceans. Oceans. This guy showing up today, and look at this. Low health, low mana, no care. Wet hair, no care. Going for it, but look at this. Kiki not letting it go for free. Matty Pocket misplays, steps into the lava pool, does a fair amount of damage. Kiki inside. Lava pool's coming back up. Kiki will take a small amount of damage. Omega's here.
Has to be leashed. Omega's going to find at least 1, maybe 2 kills. It'll be Dare to Care taking the spill. And the show up of Incon just enough to make the solo laner walk very slowly, but walk away.
They're going to get anyone. It's good, or rather, it's good that they got anyone on the side of Envious, but that was the one I think that was the least important. The Khepri, not a big deal, but Dare to Care doing an amazing job, surviving for as long as he did by reducing damage and just trying to control the space. If he had a few more seconds, his ult was up.
Yep.
And that could have been a turn.
And that's what he was waiting for. Just waiting for that health to tick up. You can see on the itemization, no HP 5, just hoping for the, or outside of the Watcher's Gift, no HP 5, so just sort of hoping, just waiting, wasting the time. But that's kind of your job as support or solo. Generally just wasting the enemy's time.
We should also talk about the fact that Omega's basically a god, right? He's level 19. Matty just hit into 18. And if we can hover on Osiris, please, we want to see that that experience bar. Okay, so just hitting into 19 recently. But still, the fact that he's ahead in this scenario, I mean, Lassus has a 4-level advantage. Incon, level up. Dare to Care, level up. Oceans, level up. And then Omega, the lone wolf.
That's
keeping
Omega.
the dream alive.
Allegiance get the right-hand tower for free. Only things left on the board outside of the birds are the 2 tier 2s in mid and solo. Allegiance will make the loop-to-loop, but still look towards the solo lane.
Look at that shield placement. A little bit early, I think, but I mean, that control is very, very strong. They're going to go in. Matty Pocket leading the charge.
Damage coming out from Omega, but the shell is popped. Take a look at the left-hand side of your screen. You got Cyclone Spin doing the dance of the split pusher. Allegiance, they're still 5 here against 4. They'll take the power play.
They need this.
They need this.
And they're not going to get it. Omega gets to back. Matty Pocket is going to teleport over as well. I would have liked to see him back.
They're going to get this though. They're going to get this though. You saw somebody back that. So the one back that we saw out of Envious allowed Matty Pocket to go all the way across the map without it being a silly situation. 2 backs result in Allegiance able to say, "Hey, we still have our hunter here. Matty Pocket's the one tanking, not doing the damage. We can still get it."
And Cyclone, it looks like, is going to take the split push. He was backing. By the time Matty recognizes this, he'll be on the wrong side of the map. But Gold Fury's respawning. A
97.
lot of people are over here. They can find... Oh, they're going to find Cyclone.
No, Cyclone's backing. He's fine. He's
I-
more than fine.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's more than fine. But more importantly, Cyclone didn't get what he came for.
Fire Giant. They're doing the elementals. They're not doing the Fire Giant. Can we actually hover on the right side? We know this is going to Allegiance.
Nope.
No, they didn't do it.
Not willing to pull the old denial.
They needed to pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah,
They-
I completely agree. That was a big need. Ladies and gentlemen, Allegiance, your team of Matty Pocket, Lazes, Incon, Danica, and Oceans, leading Envious by almost 10,000 gold.
So let me re-answer your question from last game. Yes, this was a good switch.
This is, you know, I posed it to you as this is an unfair question because the sample size is too small. But in some situations like this, there is just a feel. It's not a numbers game. It's not a mathematics game. It's just a feel. And these guys feel like this is the correct team.
The only worry for me right now for Allegiance winning this is Lassus' build. He has gone almost full damage, and his
Crusher.
final item is going to be a breastplate, as opposed to the Midgardian mail, which he desperately needs against
Yeah.
this squad.
I'll
Wow,
agree.
Tower lives,
Cyclone,
and he should be fine.
Yeah, he's totally fine. Unless that Khepri dot ticks for 700 each dot.
Incon missed the Chain Lightning. If the Chain Lightning had hit, it would have been
Oceans
enough
finds
damage.
stealth, forced into the sink immediately. That's not the guy you want to taunt, buddy. Those
And-
basics bring the
Oh,
support
wait,
down to
wow.
half. But Mask finds Lazes.
He's low right now. However, the ultimate is still ready to go. He's going to find himself in front of Ocean in just a second. Sprint was popped. Doesn't get that cancel he was looking for this time. In fact, a turnaround is likely, and he's going to go for it. He got it. That was the target. This is the turnaround.
Yeah, Mask now tearing through, finds himself low. No ultimate available. Forced out. 25% HP on that assassin.
Stealth.
Dare to Care
Good
pulls
three.
himself directly into stealth damage.
And Matty Pocket was in the back line as well, taking that. They can't afford this. Look at what Envy's going to be able to take off this. That's a guaranteed tier 2 with the 2 people down. Oh, yeah.
Tier 2, you think?
Oh, that's 2 tier 2s.
I mean, this is definitely Cyclone's tier 2. I'm not sure if the right side of the map is going to go
No?
the way to Envy.
They're
No.
not going to keep going?
No. Mask has no ultimate. MLC dies in 3 shots from Oceans, who's not up, but Incon is.
Okay, so let's go to the graphs here. Allegiance dropping the ball on that, and
Yep.
now back down to that 4,800 gold. They've been hovering in this area. You can see it if you just follow that little dip all the way across. They've been here, basically, since about 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah, just constantly been always a step ahead of Envious in this game number 2.
You know, it's funny.
What's that?
I just said right before that engagement started that if Allegiance loses this game, it's going to be because Lassus does not build the right item.
Yeah.
He's gone into full penetration, a lot of cooldown reduction, but he doesn't have the Midgardian mail that's going to keep him alive against Mask or against Cyclone or against Omega.
And the way Thor works, if you're constantly we see Thor be aggressive early and then build into this warrior damage control hybrid. I have no problem offensive Thor. When you're 7-0-6, now 7-1-6, I have no problem with you building the full pen.
Yeah.
But that last item, as you said, it's just a more appropriate item to go ahead
no.
and build the Midgardian.
Omega able to actually walk through most of that thanks to his passive. Stealth not going to find any damage as Matty Pocket begins to push him out on the left side of the fight. But
That's Giannis ult.
that was Giannis and that was Athena. 2 ultimates have been burned there, and now a major advantage for Allegiance.
More importantly, 2 ultimates that are able to traverse the map. Allegiance now don't have to be as worried about the globals.
But who's ever shot calling is not taking that power play that they have right now. It's a 5 ultimate fight versus. And I mean, if you look at the 5 characters, only one of them can't really use their ultimate in the middle of a fight, and that's Thor.
Well, this is the important part of what they have to do. Allegiance have to push Envy out first, creating
Trouble.
the map control in the space. Then they can assess the Fire Giant, knowing that the ultimates are on cooldown.
Stealth just lost his purification.
And that's an even bigger one.
And if at any point Matty Pocket hits a knockup, that's death. I mean, that's guaranteed death.
Yeah,
but
we've seen it.
They're not pushing for the Fire Giant. They have this massive advantage, and they
I-
have to group up and go for something.
I didn't have a problem when they waited to push the enemy out. That's the correct thing you do. You have to get the pests out of your jungle before you go for the objective. But right there, I would have liked to see Allegiance be a little bit more trigger happy.
And 6 seconds left on MLC's cooldown for his ultimate. Everything's hunky-dory there. They have not taken their advantage. Right side, though, they did force Omega's, and out of position is Mask. He doesn't force his
Fire
ult.
Giant.
Omega, though, does have his teleport. This is not a huge loss.
Fire Giant.
Something. Please.
They're going to group up and go towards mid. I like this decision.
They're going right in the back line. Gets 3 on the pull. Omega's going to be able to fight that one. Deep into the back line goes Matty Pocket as Kiki trying to just get away from this one. Matty's big right now, but he's not healing all that much.
Incon Ultimate going to separate Omega from the rest of the squad, which allows Allegiance to go directly and take out the Tier 2 tower. 1,500 gold one more time for Allegiance.
By the way, Matty still has his teleport. Chain Lightning not going to hit. Matty has his teleport and meditation still, so not too much lost there. In fact, if you look at the ultimates, only 2 burned on the side of Allegiance, but Envy has 4 of theirs available, including the most important.
Mask.
Well,
this is so dangerous.
He did have it.
Accidentally walks through the portal, can't keep on going. And the Khepri ult will be enough. Mask will survive,
Cyclone?
but doesn't get what he wants. In Oceans falls. Cyclone from the sky, but Laz is able to pick off the jungler. Matty Pocket in a lot of trouble, and Omega stomps him down. This fight's going the way of Envy. They've lost 1 for 2, but Lazarus turns it. It's a 2 for 2. Double kill to the jungler.
Matty got a little bit greedy. He didn't actually use the teleport. He only tried to rely on the meditation, and as a result, of course, does get burned down. But let's talk about the accident, right? Mask clearly did not want to go through that portal. And it's just like sometimes you brush against it in the wrong way, sends him out of position, and then very smart at the end there, Oceans actually uses his sprint to get away from him, just in case he was the target. Mask doesn't find the healing, dies, but then Cyclone Spin from the sky, able to pick up the kill.
You know, it's not MLC's fault for putting a portal there.
No,
it's
of
not
course
Mask's
not.
fault.
It was an accident.
Yeah, accident. That accident, that might have been a 5-man wipe, because Kali's at that point.
Yeah.
Kali's at that point.
Look at the build.
Yep. She's gonna, I mean, this is the definition of chainsaw character, right? She's at that point. Kali can just kill the team.
Did he catch that dash? No, okay. I was going to say, that animation started, but there is some wind-up time before it takes the cooldown. But Cyclone Spin, it looks like, did use his oh no, Lassus used his purification there, trying to get the kill.
Yeah.
Cyclone actually didn't waste anything. His purification was already down.
Yeah, Cyclone Spin hasn't had the best of games. Finds his first kill in that last exchange and severely down on the kill charts. Finally finds himself above both supports. For a while was sitting below a couple of them.
I would have liked to see 2 more hits Ocean take. He actually tried to wear down the Khepri shield, didn't want to take damage, but of course he does have lifesteal, so 2 more hits, he would have guaranteed a full health bar afterwards anyway. Kiki goes back to the base either way, so no harm, no foul. He does spend a bit more of his money, and check it out. He's got that Midgardian mail, and he's got the Mantle of Discord. He's almost full CDR, decent movement speed with the boots, protection aura coming out from the Sovereignty as well against 3 major auto attackers. That build is gorgeous from Dare to Care.
Yeah, that's the guy. And Dare has always been progressive with his builds.
Yes.
Building Void Shield when it wasn't cool like it is now.
Mystical Mail before anyone cared.
Yep.
He's like, why would I build Sovereignty when I could just kill everybody?
And it's really funny to me because a lot of, when we talk about innovators in the Smite scene, we always think to people like, I don't know, Jig, Shadowq, etc.
Yeah.
These guys that are really, they sit there with their crit calcs and their cerebral, I'm going to do all the... Dare to Care just goes, I mean, duh, this one's better.
I'm just going to kill him. Who cares?
Like, this is the better thing to do. Why don't you think that way? And, like, he just does it. And this has always been the story for these guys. Laz is also one of these guys that plays off of instinct. Just feels his way around the jungle like Daredevil.
Whoa, we have a sold item. I think that was the Iqbal coming out from on her. He sold the Iqbal for Executioner. So even more penetration. I'm a little worried about the pen hype here, considering he already has 20 in the kit. He now has % there. But given the fact that this is going to replace a Titan's Bane, it's not the worst idea.
It will also help his teammates. Laz's will do more damage off of it. Matty Pocket will do more damage off of it. And Matty has been doing a large amount of damage in these fights.
Void Shield plus the Executioner on one target is going to be pretty hard to deal with.
I mean, Laz's, with his pen build, Laz's will be hitting some players for true damage with that Executioner stacked up.
Omega in a lot of trouble. No way out of this. Stunned again. He's just barely out. Lassus needs to take to the sky, but Mask is on him. They're going to try to turn to it, and they'll get both of them out of there. Omega will be able to come back in with the telly.
Look at the damage. Mask gets hit by a Berserker's Barrage, and he's at half HP.
Kiki in here. Just going to try to stop this one. Dare to Care uses Abduct. He was in a bad spot. Cyclone Spin going to be able to take out the Phoenix. Allegiance must get this, and they do. They need 3 kills here, and they have to somehow get out of this without Cyclone winning the game.
Kiki is by himself, so is Omega. Well, everybody's by themselves.
Lassus in
Cyclone going to go for the
Sanctuary.
fight. Cyclone's in the air.
Oh my god.
Cyclone's in the air.
This could be a turn.
Oh no, he's going to come to tier 2.
The Phoenix is already down.
Yeah.
Incon just gets blasted by the through space in time. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place and will find nothing but a trip back. Oh,
No
wait.
Sanctuary and Khepri ultimate.
Nope.
Envy plays it smart.
Bye-bye.
They wait. They kill.
Bye-bye.
Well played, Envy.
There's a Phoenix down on the left side. 5 members, including Major Assassins and Mask with his ultimate, still available. Matty Pocket, Oceans, Dare to Care must make an unbelievable hold here, and I don't know if they have it in them.
It's quite possible. Kiki's going to get drawn away, so no good taunts coming out from that player. Mask
Whoa!
is gone! Ocean says no! Good night, sir! Mask, sit down! The
Matty-
jungler finds his 4th death of the game.
Matty still healing, Slow coming out, MLC Stealth putting the portal in the wrong place. Oceans needs a really good pillar here, or at least
Missed
a
it.
lot of shots. He separates from the path. It looks like he's going to give this one up. Stealth controlling the left side, but the Phoenix is just barely still alive. Fire minions burning in on the left side, but it is held thanks to an absolutely unbelievable shot from Oceans.
Unfortunately, couldn't find the follow-up as Omega just a little bit too slippery. Ocean misses a couple of basics of the impale, so the solo later for Envy does wind up getting out. But the important fact, as you said, the defense was real. They were able to stand their ground.
Envious had an amazing play, picking Lassus off in that fight. Mask putting himself in a great position to stop Lassus. He actually gets a Sanctuary and the Purification, and they still get the follow-up thanks to a great shot from Stealth. Then able to catch Incon, burn the Khepri ult as well, and then it's 5 people without Fire Giant, but 5 people going into a Phoenix with another wave of Fire minions coming down. It doesn't look like Allegiance can hold, but Ocean's Impale was so quick that Mask couldn't even get out of it in time with the Purification and get the ult on. He really should have popped his beads before that fight started.
Anticipating it. But as you said, the quickness. And as we see these new rookies sort of develop, we know what to expect out of Zapman. We know what to expect the passive game out of Barracuda. These identities are being formed.
Yeah.
Oceans is the quick guy.
Yes.
He has the quickest first step in the league, to use a basketball term. He's going to be able to hit you before you expect it. He's going to get you with that, where'd that come from? And that's what he's been doing since minute 1 here in our second game.
Mask having a rough game, 2-4-5 on a hyper carry right now. A few deaths that were a result of missed purifications, missed ultimates, and level 19 here at 36 minutes. A lot of that having to do with Lassus having an incredible game, 9-2-6, a part of 15 of 18.
Which, as I mentioned before, there is that triple beam balance, though, where Laz is going to be a lot heavier in the early game because he's Thor, not Kali. And as we get later and later and later, the scales start to tip in the other direction, where Kali's able to just lead an entire team by himself.
Is gone. Goodbye, Khepri. Not quick enough on the ultimate there. Dare to Care in a bad spot as well. A clean play from Oceans must happen here. Dare to Care panicking, throwing an attack at his own teammate, wondering when he's going to get killed. Kiki in the back line trying to find
Great
something.
stop.
Mask trying to go in against Lassus. Oceans finds a kill in the Kiki. Lassus take it to the
Backs
sky.
up.
Matching up. Will he find it? Just barely off the mark, but catches it and baits Mask as well.
Mask going to find the stun. Berserker's Barrage is going to hit it. Mask able to win that duel. Omega, on the
Cyclone
other
spin.
hand, doesn't look like the same. Matty Pocket needs to deal some damage up in the ultimate. No stun for Omega. Changes to Cyclone Spin. Sanctuary is strong. Back to Omega. Matty going down
Oceans!
on the solo laner. Oceans takes out Mask. Matty takes out Omega. 4 players dead for Envy. The jump forward. Allegiance are going for the win.
What do you do here? Do
You
you
go
go
for the
back
win.
and try to defend? The
Win.
Phoenix is about to go down. If they're going to go all in,
Win.
they have to win the game now. Cyclone Spin's Golden Bow did a lot of damage in the last run, but Matty Pocket's in a great spot. Full health, full mana, and they're going to push right in.
Yeah, there it is. Matty Pocket's going to tank. Ocean's going to take down this Firebird. Keep a look
Dare
on
to
the
Care left.
Kiki has 10 seconds.
Dare to Care left. Dare to Care
So
went to
does
defend the
Incon.
Phoenix, and it still died.
They're not going for the win.
They can't go for the win. They might not even get this Phoenix.
The fight between the two hunters
Cyclone
goes
is
the way of
gone.
Oceans. Goes the way of Oceans.
Kiki's up right now. He's trying for it. Ocean's not going to get pulled back, just barely dodging it. Matty Pocket going for the Phoenix, will be able
Got
to
it.
get it. Left side Phoenix falls, mid Phoenix falls as Kiki attempts to stop Matty Pocket, but I don't see him really. Oh wait, he's going to go for it? Stealth? No. Stealth, yes! Soul Reaver, Dare to Care takes a 1400 shot right to the chest.
Damn.
If this isn't the best game that we've had in this SPL, man, I don't know what I've been missing.
This is so much fun. And it's not just fun because of the context. It's a good game in general, and it just so happens that we're surprised at the performance of Allegiance. That's just a bonus.
Wow. All right, so we got a 7,000 gold lead here on the side of Allegiance.
Irrelevant.
compared to the Envious squad. And like you said, it's not really a relevant point anymore, considering I think everyone, including the supports, is at full build. No, Cyclone Spin just sold his Golden Bow, which actually almost won them that last fight, but he's going to pick up a Rage. Okay.
That is, I prefer that.
Yes.
If you're gonna sprinkle a little crit in, sprinkle the right crit in, please.
Sprinkle a lot of crit in.
Yeah, sure. If you're gonna, honestly, crit is an all-in build, but you want the Rage, sure, no problem. What else are you gonna buy there anyway? Envious have been on the back foot this entire game, and this point notwithstanding,
Omega?
Allegiance have control over the Fire Giant pit. Omega's
Slowed.
gonna get hit a little bit.
Stopped, but he knows he's safe.
Oh yeah.
Barely took any damage here. Ocean's setting up. It looks like they're going to start this in just a second. Left side, Cyclone Spin's going to begin this split push that we were expecting. Remember, those are fire minions as well, and the Titan is not full health. How much health does the Titan actually have right now? I would say somewhere around 10K.
Something like
Omega's almost dead.
Kiki's getting ready. He will help out Omega. That damage reduction probably saved the tanky solo laner's life.
They got his ultimate.
Yes.
They're forcing Cyclone Spin to do something that he doesn't want to do.
Fire Giant.
And Kiki's going to see that they're doing FG. I'm expecting Cyclone to ult over.
We'll see.
He's
Cyclone's
not.
still pushing. He's going to clear out a back camp instead.
What is he
Here's
doing?
the ultimate from Incon. That's the objective go in the way of Allegiance. They pick up the Fire Giant. Ultimate off of MLC Stealth, not going to find a target. Oceans takes out Mask way before the ultimate even able to be used.
Ocean's in the back line. Cyclone Spin did come in here. Incon trying to hold
Punch.
his own here. Boxing match. Cyclone not on the right side of the wall to help out. Kiki trying to get away here as they're chasing down Incon. Omega trying for the kill. They need this desperately, and they will find it, but unfortunately it will be a 1-for-1 in a situation where they cannot hold.
Matty Pocket leading the charge. Oceans right behind. Allegiance find themselves in the mid lane. They've got 4 players up. Their AoE dealer, Incon, will take a seat, but all of the structure damage and the tankiness of the team is here to stay.
They're going for it. They still have a fair amount of control here. There's no ultimates aside from Maddie's. I want to see him burn it. Go right in. Let's see if they can do this.
Legions now spreading right on top of the Titan. Titan down half HP. 5K left to go. Matty Pocket picks up MLC Stealth. Oceans now looking. Target, player, Titan, 4,000 still alive.
Maddie's low.
Tough fight for Chaos Titan.
Maddie's low. Chaos Titan
This
sitting
isn't
pretty
confirmed.
low here. They're completely racing. Oceans finds a kill. The Titan's under 1,000, and they're going to get it just barely. The minions on top, unable to do it, and Allegiance finds a kill and a win onto the Envious squad. Wow.
Can we just replay the entire damn game? I am totally down. Allegiance,
I wouldn't mind.
Allegiance surprised virtually everybody out there, not just with their composition and their lineup, with their role swaps, but by taking the win from one of the better teams on North America. Before we dive in, let's just see where it started.
How many times do you want to watch this clip? 3 times.
All right.
3
fine.
times.
At least 2.
3 times.
Oceans started off with a literal bang. Let's take a look.
I look at how much health he has.
He's full HP.
Look,
Kiki
crit,
takes
crit.
some poke.
There's another crit, and then
1, 2, 3,
This is it. This is it.
4.
What in the hell, man? Well, one more time. Okay.
You know those old Tootsie Pop commercials?
How many?
That's
lips?
what this is.
All right, so 58, and now this is going to do more because of the pen. Goes up to 69. He's taking some damage from the archers as well, and then boom, boom. Kiki even tried to body block.
That's the quickness that I was talking about. The basic 2, right?
Oceans.
That's the quickness that Oceans,
Oh my
young homie
God.
Oceans, with the quickness comes out of nowhere. And speaking of coming out of nowhere, Laz is on the Thor in the jungle. Great look for the Allegiance veteran. Did a fantastic job. Started off this game with 7 kills before he died.
Yeah. What an amazing... Oh, right here, Stealth trying to back. He almost got it. If he just would have kept backing, I think he would have backed.
Yeah?
But I think because he got scared and moved, Lassus was able to find the kill.
If Lassus throws a hammer at me, I'm scared, Brandon.
No, I respect that. I respect that. Kiki getting picked there. Cyclone Spin coming into a weird spot, and Lassus just like, I can just ult out here.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
The mid-team ults, or the mid-team fight ults, always an interesting decision for a Thor. But this is what I really like. Just the, nope.
And you know what's funny is that's technically a misplay right there because he set up for that stun on a god who walks through it. He blocked his team out, but he's like, oh my god, what do I do? I have to get in there. So much damage to get the kill, and like you said before, the Sanctuary.
Yeah, that was just, Laz's wasn't even looking in that direction, which is what gets me. And that move, that's a quiet move.
It is a very
For all
quiet
the damage that...
And look at this. and then perfect combo, and they get the purification.
Yeah, that's the Laz's Pickler combo I was talking about before. Keep in mind, Laz's hasn't died yet in this game.
And look at this. Oceans gets the Khepri ult. Mask nowhere to find the kill. He able to go all the way to the back line, find him, take him out, and then he's like, oh my god, look at this Kiki here.
Oh, I get another one?
Another
Jumping
one.
on his way there.
Yep, and look at that. Berserker's by itself, dude.
Yeah, and like I said, at that point, I think Laz's had still yet to die in that spot.
But
This team on fire.
if there's any player we're going to accredit this win to, I mean, it's got to be Oceans.
The one dude that didn't change roles?
The
Matty Pocket changed roles 3 weeks ago. Everybody else said, all right, we'll do it later on. Oceans is like, hey, guys, I'm new to the party.
the rookie coming in, third week in the SPL ever.
Yeah.
And my man's coming up hot.
And he's coming up hot.
Look at this.
In individual situations. Numbers, and those numbers and those damage numbers, that's all the
Boom.
items.
That
That's
was a
all the
sick
player.
shot. Did you notice he shot not where Mask was? He shot exactly where Mask had to
Yep.
go to get the heal. The only way for Mask to live that is if he walks away from the fountain and he just gives him another shot anyway.
Yeah.
Also, that's at 598. Ooh,
Yeah, exactly. That when you're looking at a Hunter player,
look at that.
it's so easy to get wrapped up in the numbers. But those are just items. Those knockbacks.
Right there, he's like, I'm going to box this Cyclone Spin. Oh my god, I don't want to win. There's no way I'm going to win this, so I'll push him away and turn to Omega, doing a lot of damage. Puts himself right back to the back line and rejoins the fight.
And this is something that, if you're going to play Hunter in the SPL, you have to understand. Great play out there. Just the quickness again. Oceans with the quickness. You have to understand the range and the distance. Something I bring up all the time when it comes to Real specifically. Oceans stands on the outskirts of these fights all the time.
MLC Stealth able to get away here, but I mean, how many clips of Oceans do we have for this game? Like, he's
was
now
lights
boxing
out.
Cyclone Spin. He's like, okay, I'm going to lose this. And again, he takes a different fight. He separates Cyclone. He moves himself into a position where he doesn't take damage, and he helps doing damage.
The protective pillar up there. All right. Cyclone, I was fighting. He was going to beat me. I changed targets. That's sort of his gimmick. And then, you know what? Just in case Cyclone comes in, there's a pillar over there. You can't come in that way. You got to go the long way, and I'm going to see you there. Watch out. Absolute, just extravagant play from everyone.
3 straight wins from Envy. A good day for them with a 75% win rate, but the talk of the town is definitely close to bottom-seeded Allegiance finds a win on one of the teams that were really up for the World Cup last year to pick up that hammer, and we're going to be joined by Incon, the now mid laner for the team. What's up, man?
Feeling pretty good. How you guys doing?
Can never hear you guys.
Yeah, it's always a little low. I'm doing. I mean, I just got treated to one of the best games I've ever seen. How you doing, DM?
Average, man.
Obviously, yeah, of course. Obviously, you already know a question I'm going to ask. Just in general, talk to me about the role swaps.
So the role swap really came down to, we've obviously not been winning our games, which is really all that matters in the Pro League is you got to win. So we've been practicing as hard as we can in our, in the current roles. And we said, hey, we're not winning scrims. We're not progressing further. So let's try to shake it up a little bit. So I kind of just brought up the idea. I was like, you know what? Dare used to play support. Last used to play jungle, me mid, whatever. So this is not something that was completely out of the blue. We've all played professionally in these roles actually for even a period of time. And so we checked it up and we said, we start winning scrims. And we're like, well, if we can win scrims, let's bring it into the SPL. We'll kind of keep it on the secret, on the lowdown. And we're very happy with this. And obviously, this is not going to be all of a sudden we're going to win every game now. But it's definitely a great step in the right direction for us and a great morale booster.
I really want to know what the comms sounded like when Oceans got the first blood of that game with the crit cancel into Impale. Was there screaming? Like, how did that work?
It was basically all of us just looking over. We just like, our mouths are open. And Dara's just going, what just happened? Ocean's like, dude, I knew that was going to happen. Come on, man. Plans.
Ocean's predicting it. And as you bring up the young rookie, why don't you talk to me a little bit about it? Your team is one of the more front and focused teams in general. But Ocean's, quiet guy, rookie, and not a lot of people know him. We saw his gameplay. What can you tell us about Ocean's that doesn't find its way onto the battlefield?
Yeah, so Oceans, actually, one of the funniest things about Oceans is he communicates so much while we play, but he does not want to talk to public. He won't get in curse if we're playing ranked games together. He won't have himself heard anywhere, but inside the comms, he's always talking about rotations, asking where the jungler is, trying to make Gold Fury calls, making all these plays. It's a great asset, really, to have your ADC being able to help you on that side of the map where the Gold Fury is, being able to communicate all those aspects of the game, and outside of just his amazing mechanical play, it's a great asset to the team.
So we're watching a few clips of your Zeus. Now, game 1, you guys got dominated. A lot of that having to do with the Raijin getting picked repeatedly. So you go from a god who's, fairly untanky and kind of unsafe in a lot of regards to a character who's really untanky and kind of unsafe in a lot of regards. What was the option for Zeus, and tell us why it worked?
Yeah, so the big problem with Ryzen in game one was I kept getting interrupted on my dash and I kept getting dove in the backline.
Yep.
It's one of the big things against our team comp. They had an Apollo, a Thor, they had, all these crazy guys to dive me in the backline and nothing I could really do about it. Even if I got away, I just got redove again. And so basically the situation was, well, if they're going to dive me, I might as well be on Zeus. I can ulti on myself, Aegis on myself, chain lightning on myself, and get off a ton of damage. So even if I die, I'm still producing all of the damage that my kit will allow, and I might be able to bait them into a bad position.
It did. It did a lot.
Yeah.
So, okay, we talked about the role swaps. We talked about the new guy. Let's bring up Matty Pocket here. The only person who, this guy didn't really play this role but 3 weeks ago, and now he's winning games against Omega. You got to tell me about this guy's transformation, because this is a story I think everyone should really know.
Yeah, of course. So, we really wanted to make, I think a lot of teams, honestly, this year kind of came together. They said, hey, let's get our friends together that are all good players, and let's see if we can make a team work. A ton of teams in both regions have been doing it this year. And for us, that was really at the core. Me, Maddie, and Last, we said, hey, man, we're all good friends. We love streaming. Let's help each other grow communities and make Smite a better game.
Oh, yeah.
And basically with that, me and Maddie kind of rock, paper, scissors. And, Maddie's like, all right, I'm going solid lane. And he was, down to learn the role. And he's been increasing week after week and doing better and better performance and opening up his god pool and learning the individual matchups. And so to have him go against a player like Omega and to be able to go even with Omega is insane, because Omega's been, let's be honest, the best soul laner that Smite's ever seen.
No contest here, man, and congratulations on your wins. We'll let you say something to the fans and family. Say something in con.
Of course. Thank you so much, everybody who supports us. Thank you to ALG for partnering with us and making sure that we could be under such a great organization. We love being their team. And a special shout out, of course, to the Hi-Rez TV chat for all the confidence that they had in the team, and especially the faith that they had in me after game one. Kappa.
And pizza roll.
Yeah, and pizza roll. Thank you very much. That is the Incon and the...
Not the captain.
No. I'm trying to figure out. He's the...
Support player, yeah.
He's a support player. Your mid laner, Incon, after a couple of switches, will be your mid laner for Allegiance. And with that win, Envy take 3 games today. They will find themselves in number 2.
Wow.
And Allegiance still on the bottom, but taking a win off of Envy means so much more than a simple win.
Honestly, yes. And we're still in the first half. It's not like we haven't seen teams come up from the depths before. You can see enemy still on top, though, 7-1. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm good.
Thanks, Nick. Yes, it is. He's saying it wasn't him, but he's the one talking. So, guys, I know a lot of you have got to be outside or pretty excited about that win. This team, a lot of people were saying, like, they're just doing it to get into the Pro League. A lot of people are like, they don't even deserve to be here. They didn't really win their games, blah, blah, blah. If there was ever an argument for them to say, we belong here, it's a win on that squad right there.
Yeah, I am the first one to tell you, a game is just a game. One win doesn't mean a giant change of pace. I'm the first one to be Sour Sally and say...
Any given Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Not this time.
No,
not
was
this
dope.
time. That was more than just, oops, we accidentally found a win. That was, we identified what was going incorrectly. We switched players into how we feel they will be more prosperous for the team. And frankly, the results are there.
And even game to game, Incon said, okay, well, I got botted on this god. That is pretty safe. But if I'm going to get focused, let me pick this god that could just blow his old kit, bait a few damage, a few points of damage to myself before I die, throw out as much as I can, and then, I'll just coach you guys when I'm dead.
What's funny about that is it's all nice in theory, but when you actually get to see it in practice, the last sequence of that game, Envy all in on Incon. Incon blows his kit, brings everybody down to half, and dies. Then Allegiance proceed to win with 4 people because they're able to get the kills on everybody with the lower kill threshold. Allegiance understand their game. They've made their changes, and they are looking to trend upwards. That's going to do it for the PC side of things. Stay tuned for the SCL qualifiers. We're bringing you the best of the console league. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.